Gene Zaino is a professor of political science at Iona College, and Nan Hayworth is a former New York Congresswoman and a member of the Independent Women's Forum Board of Directors, and they know each other for a long time, so it's good to have you here. I want to read this to you from the Wall Street Journal editorial board earlier today. It's called Schumer's FBI Ploy. All of this underscores that the main Democratic goal is to delay a confirmation vote past the November election. That would spare Democrats running for re-election in Donald Trump states from having to take a difficult confirmation vote. If Democrats take the Senate majority, they'll then insist on no vote until the new Senate convenes in January. So, Nan, I'll start with you. And this is an attempt, I think, to figure out a way to stall and delay, as they felt wrongly, in their opinion, that they were denied the Merrick Garland seat.
Yes, Dana, and they are hoisting themselves on their own petard. In this case, even journalists who are not friends of the president have said today, Maggie Haberman, Mika Brzezinski, major commentators have said that the Democrats are now proving that what they're doing strictly is a delaying tactic. It is a disservice to Dr. Blasey. It's a disservice to Judge Kavanaugh, to be sure, and it's a disservice to the American people. And it's just absolutely wrong. Senator Corker deserves great credit. He's not been fondest of the president either, but he's on the right side of this issue because it is important, and the Republicans have done the right things.
Gene, there's the merits of the question in the hearing. Then there's the politics of it. And we mentioned, of course, those Senate Democrats. One thing I didn't know, looking back into 1991 when Clarence Thomas had his hearings and then there was the Anita Hill hearings. I didn't know this until yesterday. The Gallup polls from July and October 1991, so before and after, had approval of Clarence Thomas at 52% in mid-July, and then it goes up to 58% after the hearings. Are the Democrats making a strategically bad decision here if they want to try to figure out a way to win back the Senate? They have 5 red state Senate Democrats who are up for re-election right now and are under tremendous pressure on this issue.
Yeah, and those polls were fascinating. And I teach the Supreme Court, so we often go and watch the Anita Hill, Clarence Thomas hearings. And I think one of the things that explains that was that Clarence Thomas, was an African-American man in front of a Senate Judiciary Committee made up of all white men, as was Anita Hill. Both of them put in a horrific situation in that hearing. And the Democrats were in charge of that. I do want to take a step back, though, and say there is precedent for what they are asking for in terms of the Dr. Ford's attorney and herself. In the Anita Hill hearing, the FBI took 2 weeks to investigate after the allegations were made public. Then they held the hearings. So there is some precedent to take some time to fully vet the allegations. Because setting partisanship aside as much as possible in this environment, let's not forget, this is a lifetime appointment to the highest court in the land. Any allegation needs to be taken incredibly seriously, fully vetted, as the president said, so that the Senate members can make a sound decision on behalf of their constituents. It may find completely that the judge is right, nothing happened.
Well, Judge Napolitano, who was on earlier on this program, agreed with you and said that if it's a 2-week delay, then that's okay. Because it would erase any taint.
If I may offer, jurisdictionally, the accusation against Judge Thomas, came as a result of employment by a federal agency. No doubt that's why the FBI could get involved. In this case, jurisdictionally, it would not be the FBI. So there is
But the FBI could open up the background investigation, try to find somebody to interview, possibly Dr. Ford and Kavanaugh, and then possibly anybody else, the people who have said in public that they don't recall, that they weren't there, that they don't know anything about it.
Well, right. But from the standpoint, yes, that could be done. But from the standpoint of evidence, of procedure, if you will, in these kinds of investigations, it would actually go first to the local jurisdiction, given the circumstances that were described by Dr. Blasey.
Well, we'll have you both back. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to cut you off there, but we have you both back. Gene Zaino and Nan Hayworth, thank you.
Thank you, Dave.